Hey guys, what's going on? It's almost 2018. Happy almost New Year. I thought I would do my last video of 2017 with none other than a New Year's Eve look. Super simple as always, hooded eye friendly. You only need a couple shadows, and I really take time through the video to walk through making your makeup last all day. New Year's Eve is a long night. The day starts early and it goes long, and you want to make sure your makeup lasts all night long. So I'm sharing with you all my tips and tricks in this video, and also sharing this hooded eye friendly look for you. So if you're interested in seeing that, go ahead and keep watching. I know I look kind of funky, but I want to talk to you guys about skincare on a day like New Year's Eve, where you're going to be wearing your makeup for a long time and you want it to look as good as it does when you leave to however long you're going to be out that night. So you really want to take time in your skincare before putting on any makeup. So really use a good moisturizer. Let it sink in for 15-20 minutes so your skin is nice and hydrated. If you have anything with hyaluronic acid, make sure to use that on a day like New Year's Eve, because it will plump the skin and it just really helps with hydration. You don't want to be taking any pictures where your makeup looks cakey or you look a little funky. So make sure to use a really good moisturizer. Use an eye cream, even mask if you have time. Use a hydrating mask. And then you really want to prep the skin. So use a good primer that you know is going to make your makeup last. There's a lot of primers out there that say they're gonna make your makeup last and they do nothing. So today I used my CeraVe moisturizer, which I always use, and I used hyaluronic acid 30 minutes before this video, so it's really sunken into my skin. And then I went in with my Makeup Forever Step 1, which is a hydrating primer. And then I also went in with my Dr. Brandt Pores No More, right here where I have larger pores. And again, I let those sink in for about 15 minutes. So I know that my skin is prepped and the makeup is gonna look good. Makeup cannot look good if what's under your skin isn't prepped well. So really take time to do that on a day like New Year's Eve. So in that same turn, you want to make sure you use a foundation that you know works with your skin and lasts all day for you. Now, everybody has different skin, and even with that primer and my moisturizer, those might not work for you. You have to make sure to try things to make sure that they're gonna work. This isn't a day that I would go out and buy a foundation that says like 16-hour wear, 24-hour wear, and then try it that night. I personally know that Rihanna's Pro Filter foundation lasts all day on my skin. It doesn't break up and it looks really good from day to night. So I used that. And the same thing goes for concealer. Make sure you're using a concealer that you know won't crack on you. You might even want to use like a hydrating concealer on a day like New Year's, where there's probably going to be some drinks consumed, and which tends to dry out your skin. So make sure to drink a lot of water before and during, obviously. But I used the Catrice Cosmetics Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer in the color 020, and then I used just a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape in the color medium to kind of balance out the color and give a little more coverage. This Tarte Shape Tape really dries out my under eyes, which is why I wanted to go in with something a little more hydrating like the Catrice. So that is my base, and I just wanted to mention how important that is on a day like New Year's, where you're going to be wearing your makeup all day long. So with all that aside, let's zoom you in and talk about the eyeshadow. And by zoom in, I mean I'm going to just move my butt forward to get closer to the camera. So I am just using a face powder. This is my Maybelline Better Skin, and I just set everything on my eyelid. I did this when I did this eye, so mine's all good to go. You just want to make sure you do that so you don't have any creasing. You can use whatever you have for that. Powders work best for me. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with is just a gray color. This is the color Cement from Smashbox. I'm using that giant, I think it's called Art Love Color palette, and I'm going to just put that all over my mobile lid. And I'm just using my MAC 239. I'm gonna start in the outer corner because that's where I want the most color, and then move it in. And you could even use a gray eyeshadow base if you have one. I don't, but if you want kind of like a stronger effect, you could definitely do that. Okay, so once you have all of that on your mobile lid, or if you don't have hooded eyes, your lid, I'm just taking MAC Copper Plate. I love this for blending out any kind of smoky eye. It's beautiful. And I'm just gonna take that on my MAC 217 and I'm gonna start to blend that shadow out and up and kind of form this shape. I am bringing it up pretty high, God bless you. So you'll see what I do. That's why I kept this on the mobile lid, because I knew with this color, I'm going to start to kind of bring the shadow up so it starts to look a little more smoky. So we're just gonna start to blend this out and create the shape that I have over here. And I am bringing this all the way into the corner right here. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, but with this look I want to, because I'm adding that sparkle. Okay, so once I have the shape that I want, I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush that has no color on it. This is a Morphe M505, and I'm just going to start to blend this out so you can't see any harsh edges. I'm gonna just add a little more of the cement color from the Smashbox palette, because I feel like I've blended a lot of that away. It's okay because we're gonna add that sparkly color, but I do wanna make sure I still have that color on my eye. Okay, so now that I've blended that out, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the cement color first on a pencil brush. This is a MAC 219, and I didn't add any dark shadow there. My eye is just starting to water. They're super sensitive right now. They're always sensitive. So it looks a little darker, but that's just because it's wet. So I'm first gonna take cement and work this under my eye all the way to the inner corner. But as I get into the inner corner, I lighten the pressure that I'm using, and I kind of taper it in. And then I'm going to take a fluffier pencil brush. So this is the Morphe M433, it's just slightly bigger, and I'm dipping back into Copper Plate by MAC, and I'm gonna start to blend that out and really smoke out the bottom lash line, connecting it to the outer corner of the top of the lid. I know it seriously looks like I added dark shadow there, but I didn't. My eye is just watering really bad right now, so I'm sorry about that. Bear with me. So once we have that bottom lash line blended out, I'm going in with this L'Oreal Infallible Paints Metallics in aluminum foil. Look at how like beautiful this is. Like, that is gorgeous, and like, watch this. So stunning. Oh, you could like paint your body in this and look like the Tin Man. I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and add that to make like a spotlight eye over the iris of the eye and then right under. So we're gonna go ahead and take that on just a flat brush. This is just like a crown brush or something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my brush with a little bit of the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, and I'm going to dip into the shadow just to make it super intense, and then we're gonna go ahead and work that over the iris of the eye and also under the iris. Oh, that's so pretty. And I'm kind of like doing it, hopefully you could see, so it's like a kind of like a pyramid, so it's larger in the bottom, and then as I go up it gets thinner. Just like that, and then I'm going to take that MAC 239 and do the same thing under the eye. I think I might have brought that up a little too high on that side, so I'm gonna try to fix it first by applying, well, I'm gonna blend these sides in. So I'm just taking Copper Plate. Actually, no, I kind of like how this looks, to be honest. I'm gonna just add some more to this side. So I'm just taking Copper Plate and touching over. I like dip lightly in Copper Plate, and then I just touch over the corners so it blends nicely. And then I'm gonna just add a little more on the other side to even them out. Beauty of makeup, you're constantly realizing you like things and changing. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take a glitter. This is just one by Wet n Wild. It was like 99 cents and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. And I'm going to go ahead, you could totally stop here if you wanted to, just apply some lashes and you're good to go, but you know, I don't play with glitter a lot, so I wanted to kind of play with it. So I'm just gonna do the same thing over here. So I have that on just a pencil brush. I'm gonna stick that pretty confined. Not gonna go like too crazy. My 20 minutes were up, so the camera shut off, but what I did is I just touched right over the glitter that I put on with the same silver shadow. So I just took it on a little pencil brush and just lightly dabbed over it because this is super pigmented, as you know. And I just did that to kind of like tie everything together. So this is what we're looking at now. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and grab a black liner that I know will not smudge. If you are worried, if your black liner ever smudges, I would steer away from black liner today just because, again, it's gonna be, you know, probably kind of a little more of a wild night on New Year's Eve. Bars tend to be kind of like hot because there's a lot of people. And if you're worried about the eyeliner falling down or getting smudgy in any way, don't use it. Just use a nude liner or like skip it altogether. But I know for certain that this Lancome eye kohl that I have does not smudge. It does not budge. So I'm gonna put that first in my upper lash line area, all the way to the inner corner. So after you line your upper lash line, go ahead and line your lower lash line. You could use black if you wanted to. I wanted to kind of do like a silver, but unfortunately I don't have a silver liner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my NYX Jumbo Shadow in Milk. Y'all remember these? These are like from old school YouTube, and I'm gonna first line my lower lash line with this. I'll skip over it because it kind of looks gross. And because that product is so creamy, I can take my black liner and line over that, and I'll kind of get this like gray color, just like that. So obviously if you have a gray liner or silver liner, use that if you want to for this look, but if you don't, get creative and use your own, you know, concoction. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a coat of mascara and put on my lashes. I'm using the Kiss Lash Couture in Boudoir. They look like this. They're nice and short and they're flared on the outside, so they look really good on my eyes. I actually really like these, and they have a thicker lash band, but it's not as thick as like a lily lash, so it's gonna be comfortable all night, and I know it's gonna stay on my eye. I would recommend using a thinner lash line product on a day night like New Year's Eve, unless you're super comfortable with wearing something. I mean, this is on the thinner side of thick lash bands, but I mean, I'm used to wearing lashes all the time, and I typically can't wear them for more than like 4 hours, and New Year's is a long day and a long night, so I want to wear something that I know is comfortable, and I know I can wear these because they're super light, so just bear that in mind. I really like the Ardell lashes for long nights because they're really comfortable. You feel like you don't have anything on your lash, but I really do like these, and they're nice for hooded eyes because they're shorter and flared on the outer edge. So let me go ahead and put these on, and I'll meet you back here in a second. All right, you guys, I went ahead and put on the lashes, and here's what we're looking like. So on a night like New Year's, you really want to use some extra lash glue. So really load your lashes up so you don't have like a lash flying off or lifting in the middle of the night. I did take a little bit of black eyeshadow and just ran it right around the outer third of the lower lash line just to kind of tie everything together. I think it looks a little more smoky and nice. So yeah, this is what the eyes look like. I really like how this turned out. It's really simple. It comes together super fast. You definitely don't need to use the Smashbox palette. There are so many good gray colors. You could even just use the matte copper plate all over the eye and go ahead and add the L'Oreal to it, and you'd be good to go. So let's quickly talk about the rest of the face and what I have on. As a contour, I have on the Anastasia contour kit. I just like to contour a little bit when I have a smoky eye. I think it ties everything together. I don't know, I think smoky eye, I think model, and I think like chiseled cheekbone, so I just like to contour a little bit, but when I contour, I always do like to bronze a little bit. I'm using the Butter Bronzer in Matte Bronze, I think this is called. I like this because it's a little more of like a cool bronzer, and it lasts all day on me. and smells like the beach, which is really nice around here for New Year's when it's freezing. Usually in Chicago it's so cold, like anything you dress in, if you're, you know, like doing a New Year's thing, you're totally uncomfortable. So I went ahead and did that, and I, again, was thinking about longevity. It's gonna be a long day. You wanna use products you know will last on your skin, and this butter bronzer lasts me all day, along with the Anastasia contour kit. I always have an issue with blush. Blush comes off my face so fast, except for the Tarte Amazonian Clay, so I use the color Sensual. This is just a nice kind of peachy nude color that ties together with this look so well and ties right into the lip. So let's talk about lips really quick. Couple options when it comes to lip colors. You could go with a matte lip, which is long wearing, but when it does start to fade, it might look a little patchy and you can't really add to it. At least I can't. Whenever I wear a matte lip, if I want to add to it, it ends up just looking dry and like crap, no matter what brand I use. So I decided to go with something that I know when it fades, it leaves like a little tint on my lips. So, you know, it's inevitable. If you're drinking, you're out, it's gonna be a long day, your lipstick is gonna come off. I don't know a product that will last like literally all day long. If you know one, please let me know below. So what I recommend doing is layering. So what I did is I lined my lips with the NYX lip liner in nude beige. Looks like this, goes with almost any look. Love it. So that's your first layer. So you have that bottom layer if your lipstick is to come off. On top of that, I have both the Balmain Confession color, which looks like this. Nice kind of like terracotta color, and then on top of that I have Urban Safari, which is really just a nude. That was a horrible swatch. Just like that, I have that on top. So then you have these two layers, and this, I don't know why these are so magical. This is Balmain X L'Oreal, I think. Yeah, L'Oreal. These fade and just leave the most beautiful stain on your lips. So I absolutely love them for long wear. And then on top of that, because it's New Year's Eve and you want to be, you know, sparkly, I have the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie collection in Over the Top. Such a gorgeous gloss that just, for me, lasts a long time. I mean, I still have it on from talking through that video, and it's probably been about an hour of filming this because my camera dies all the time. And it just is the most beautiful, comfortable formula. The L'Oreal is one of the most comfortable formulas as well. It's matte, but it's not like super matte. And your lips just look nice and juicy with a gloss on top, and you are just ready for New Year's with this. So I think that's, oh, I did want to mention, I did use my L'Oreal Lash Paradise in waterproof because the same rule applies with like the eyeliner. It's gonna be likely warm wherever you are, unless you're like at a party at someone's house. It might not be super warm, but typically you're with a lot of people on New Year's. So you know what I'm saying? You don't want like your mascara and your eyeliner dripping down your face. So you want to go with something waterproof on a day like New Year's Eve, in my opinion. And then of course you want to set with something that's going to last all day. So I'm going to go ahead and set with my Urban Decay All Nighter. And that is it, you guys. I hope this video was helpful for some of you. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's. I hope you had a great 2017 and you're going to have a great 2018. Thank you so much for being here with me through 2017. This has been so much fun for me. Having YouTube as an outlet has just been wonderful. I'm so enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to making even better content in 2018 and making more videos. If there's anything you guys want to see from me, please let me know below. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, thanks so much for spending time with me. This will definitely be my last video for 2017, so that's crazy to think about, that the year is coming to an end. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great new year, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.